Hey everyone, this is Professor Triplet, and today we are looking at Sketchfab, how to set up a Sketchfab account, and what can you do with Sketchfab. So basically, the one main reason why we're going to use Sketchfab is so that we can post our models to be seen publicly and be commented on. So we could also link these Sketchfab models onto our website. So this is a violin model that I did a few years ago, and we're looking at it basically in HTML viewer, and Sketchfab allows you to post these up for free, and it's really a neat way to show your work off. So by hitting the model inspector down here, you can see we have a whole bunch of options. Right now I have final render checked, but let's just say you want to look at the wireframe. So in Sketchfab I can just hit that, and then the wireframe starts showing through. It's very, very nice. Let's say we just want to see the matte cap surface. And this actually has the bump map on it too. If you want to just see the matte cap, like the model by itself without any bump, we can look at this. And of course, if we want to just see, let's say, the diffuse albedo map, the specular map, I don't have a glossiest map on this one. I have a normal map here, and there's no emissive map, but that's for glowy stuff. And you could also have it look at your UVs. So this is UV checker basically. And other than that, I mean, there's a few other things in here, but that's basically what we're going to use this for. I mean, we could even check it out in VR, which is really, really neat. I haven't a VR camera with me at this moment, but as you can see, it's got some options, so that's pretty cool. And let's see here. There's a few other things that we can do, but anyway, let's get in how to set something like this up. Alright, so it's free. I can go ahead and just go log out, and if I want to, all I need to do is go to sign up. Very simple. You know, you're gonna pick a name, so I'm just gonna pick test for right now. Let's see if it lets me do that. There we go. It took a second. My internet's a little bit slow, so you'll have to bear with me if it lags. Okay, so this is my personal account. I can go ahead and change this. Let's go like this. I have an old account, if I can remember it, and that was at Hotmail. My mail used to be Hotmail. Now it's way cooler. It's Gmail. Okay, that was. Let's see here. Username's already being used. Gosh diddly. Alright, so you gotta find something that's not. So I'm gonna say 3D Trip 3. I'll bet you that's not being used. No. Oh yeah, it is. It did go. Okay. I thought somebody might have used that. Alright, so I'm gonna just say, I don't want to save it for this one. Get started. So that's my name. What am I doing this for? I guess for myself. Occupation. I'm just going to say I'm a game developer. Sure. I know about, and you can pick like programs that you're into or that you know. Houdini is one of them. I know Modo, I know Maya, but I'm going to just skip all that good stuff. You could say, what are you interested in? And so, you know, they'll probably post these kind of models to you. So I like cultural heritage. I actually like almost everything on here. So let's just hit music too, because you already saw a violin, and hit continue, and then they're going to offer different people you can follow. I'm going to just skip this stage for right now. You know, maybe I'll go through later and look at people's stuff and decide I want to follow some people, but for right now I'm all good. So it says explore models from the community, keep up with the community, upload your first model. So I'm going to say I got it. Okay, so uploading your first model is really simple. You just hit this button here, and you have a few different file types you can upload. So we have STL, Blender, DAE, OBJ, FBX. FBX and OBJ are probably the two main ones we're going to use. Sometimes I do this for 3D printing. And then if you have like the models and the materials, you have to zip everything together. So that's how I did the violin, was by zipping my models, materials, and textures all together. Now, you have a limit. I think it's 50 megabytes. It can be over 50 megabytes for a free account. Okay, so it says you can upload from the 3D editor with our exporters. So if you click on this, it'll take you to the exporters. I have this Maya exporter installed in my Maya. I don't have Moto because I haven't updated my Moto, and this is only for Moto 11. I didn't even realize it has Substance Painter in here too. That's pretty cool. So those are the main programs that I would be using. I haven't seen a Houdini one in here, so oh well. But anyway, you just download this, and it does a install for you. Basically, it's pretty automatic. There's instructions on here when you hit this. You know, here you can download it, whatever version you have, and then it'll show you how to install it right here. And that makes it easier. So if I was to go over to Maya, let me just show you what happens. Oh yeah, the output window. No, we want the actual thing. So what it does is it installs the export into your custom. And here's my Sketchfab thing, and you can export it that way. Otherwise, you could just go, you know, let's make a model really quick here. Create polygon primitives. We'll just create a sphere. Okay. Ooh, it's so cool. I'm just going to right click and drag down just so it's not just a plain sphere. I'm going to just grab these three faces, and you don't have to know any of this just yet. These are things that will be taught later. But then you're going to go ahead and just, let's see if I can find. So I'm in a new Maya, and they've rearranged things a little bit, so bear with me here. What I'm looking to do is just find my extrude tool. There it is. Okay, so, and then if I go over here, I can just extrude these three faces out. So now I just have something that's more than just a normal sphere. Say object. This is without the exporter. I'm just going to go ahead and hit select that object and say export selection. And you can choose the file type. It's by default Maya binary, but you're going to want to go through and change it to either FBX. There's an STL, you can do that one. The DAE's in here too, or the OBJ. The question of what is the best, I wouldn't say that. I mean, an FBX is an entire scene export, so basically it can get more than just the object, but we did choose export selection. The OBJ should be basically just the object and the materials on it. So, but the material includes just kind of a material profile. It doesn't actually include the textures. You have to purposely put the textures into a zip folder with your object. So let's go ahead and just say OBJ for now. And then we're just going to say test, and I'll just put it on my desktop and say export selection. Okay, so now when I go back to Sketchfab, go back to the original page we were on, so the choose file, I will go to my desktop, and I'll find that test. Now you can see there's the material. It wrote a test material. That material, if I had textures in my material, it wouldn't write the textures out. Like I said, you still have to put those in there manually into like a zip folder. But I could grab just this model and upload it without having to put it in a zip. So now I can just say continue, and then it's going to say like what's the description. I'll just say test. You don't have to say anything, but it's good to put tags in so people hopefully can look at your work if you're doing something specific. So, all right, there we go. Okay, so now before it actually publishes your model, it'll just show you what it could publish. So it's going to give you an example. Okay, so here we go. Wow, that's really blown out. So you can see though looks fine. You can alt middle mouse drag to change the lighting.